EF Press on the Hampstead Heath, just going for a stroll. Today, Friday, we're looking at a very different scenario than the past 3 months, with the so-called easing of the lockdown and the public doing their own thing, hopefully taking the necessary precautions while still being able to exercise their rights of freedom of movement and contact. The case under discussion, as always, US versus the Julian Assange, continues on Monday at Westminster Magistrates Court, central London. 10ish, get there early if you can, and there will be a number of the members of the public and supporters there to make our usual protest and to witness British justice in action. And the public arena, that should be a court, somewhat restricted by the current pandemic conditions and the precautions that people have to take. Last time Julian Assange was not well and could not attend via the video link at Belmarsh concentration camp, and this time on Monday we shall see. And if you have any love for freedom of speech, if you have any respect for the rule of law, if you believe we should abide by national and international treaties on human rights, information and the press, then you will be there on Monday, and you will make a protest, and you will witness the horror that they have put Julian Assange through, and continue to do it despite the illegalities, despite the reintroduction of arbitrary arrest and torture, something we have not seen in the UK openly for 800 odd years. So spare a thought for the demise of English British justice. Now, I know a lot of parents out there who I've talked to, including my own family, a niece and her children, the dilemma they are facing of whether to send children under 12 back to a social environment such as a school, and will they maintain distancing rules with young children, and will they be able to guarantee a likelihood of their safety, if not their families who they return to every day. It is a dilemma. The voices are very controversial, and very much like the American administration, they on the one hand claim it's up to the schools or the local authorities or the local mayors to make the ultimate decision whether these risk assessments have come up so negative they won't open the schools, or such that they will. When you're gambling with people's lives, the considerations that one must take into account in a civilised modern economy is to save all those that can be saved, and to limit those at risk of further contamination. In the UK, as in the US, the top 2 of fatalities in this pandemic, both of them have failed miserably. They blame the Russians, they blame the Chinese. The only person they can't blame, Jeremy Corbyn, because they know if they start blaming Jeremy for things that they have done, people might wake up and realise that had he been Prime Minister, we may have faced much better in the crisis management. I've had my criticisms of Jeremy over the years, but I've always been adamant that he, unlike his contemporaries, he is an honest broker and a man who does believe in the social ownership of our assets and our wealth and its distribution widely to the working and those who are needing support, as opposed to not for the past 40 years in the UK and the US. So Monday morning, bright and early, remember the man, the Julian Assange, needs our support, and he needs to be aware that we will resist and we will protest to the point of his freedom being our #1 goal, as that of holding those account for not only his current plight, but those crimes that were revealed and which have led to his very predicament today. We have press, a little bit windy, but it's very nice on the heath, on the beat,